I'm wearing my pajamas. So it's a week until Christmas on the day that I'm filming this, and I should probably be making like festive videos. Instead, I'm already gonna do New Year's content. Something that I want to do next year is bullet journaling, which if you haven't heard of it, I'm not sure why it's called bullet journaling. I think there was like a branded bullet journal, but I don't really know much about it, to be honest. Basically, it's like normal journaling, except it's making it look more like neat and nice, I suppose, so that you actually want to do it instead of just like scribbling stuff down all the time. And I ordered all of my stuff a couple of weeks ago so that I could make a start on it, which I'm glad I did because it's taking forever. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing until the end of the video, but I basically just wanted to talk about the new year, and I thought that I might as well do this while I'm talking about it. So far I've done a few of the first pages. I'm going to do an index, but there's like already one in there, so I just wanted to do a bit more of that. But I've done like a yearly calendar, which I'm going to like doodle around and stuff, but I haven't got around to it yet. And then some goals and like a bucket list type thing. And then some charity pages. And then finally like this cool grid thing, which I saw an idea for, I think it was on Tumblr, it was somewhere on the internet. And basically like every little rectangle in this grid represents a day of the year, and you have like a key and you fill it in according to how you feel on that day. So it's like really happy or not very happy or whatever. And I have a few more pages I want to do before I start doing like the monthly things, so I'm gonna do a few of them today. Actually, I might end up not doing like a lot of them because one of the ones I want to do is a reading log, but I want to do like a bookshelf, and then like every time I read a book I'll write the title on like the spine of one of the books. That might take a while. I quite like the idea of bullet journaling because I've always wanted some way to kind of like keep track of what I've done in a year and look back on it and stuff, and I've tried writing diaries but it's never worked for me. And then I tried to do like a video diary last year because obviously I was on YouTube, but then I just kept forgetting to film stuff, and when I did I would put it in other videos, so it was kind of pointless. But so far I've been enjoying like making the pages for this, but I haven't actually gotten to like the useful part yet. I'm just doing the pretty starter pages, so I don't know if it'll work or not, but I've seen lots of people say that like the normal things for doing this type of thing, like diaries, haven't worked for them, and then bullet journaling has, so I'm hoping it'll work. I think because it's more of something that I want to do rather than something that I'm making myself do, it'll probably work a bit better. I actually made a video about the new year this time last year, and that video was called 2017, I think. It's one of the only ones of my old videos that is actually public, or it might not be public actually. And basically I talked about, I can't even remember that well. I think I talked about like some New Year's resolutions and some goals and stuff. And a couple of my goals have definitely been completed. For example, cutting my hair for charity. But that was kind of like pretty early on in the year because I was trying to set myself goals last year that I would be able to do like throughout the year rather than leaving them until the end of the year. But then I ended up doing them all in like the first few months of the year and then not really doing anything for the rest of the year. So this year I'm setting myself loads of goals and like loads and loads of stuff on my kind of 2018 bucket list type thing, but stuff that's not like drastic. A lot of them are small so that I might actually get around to doing most of them, because I think the problem is you can set yourself as many goals as you want, you just have to make sure that it's actually a doable amount. If you set yourself loads and loads of like really drastic goals, you're obviously not going to get them all done, but if you set yourself loads and loads of little ones and put loads of little things on your bucket list, then you probably get a lot more done. And there are lots of smaller things that I'd still like to do, so I tried to make everything a little bit more easy to be able to do this year than I did last year. I think one of my things was to do more for charity, which I have done. I remember one part of that video, I was looking back on my, like a similar thing I did on my blog from the year before in 2016, where I was like looking back on the year and saying goals for 2017. And one of my goals from 2016 was like to find myself or whatever, or kind of decide on a person that I was going to be and then be that person. And I remember like talking about that in the 2017 video and being like, yeah, I think I found myself this year. And then you look at like me from then versus me now. It's crazy because I don't know, I feel like you're never going to like find yourself or anything like that because like everyone's constantly changing. This is getting deep, but like no one stays the same person for their entire life. Like everyone's always changing, and I kind of like thought that whole your childhood you're this person, and then the whole of your teenager time you're this person, and then you're this person for your adulthood, and you have like 3 different people that you are throughout your life. And that's kind of not the case. Am I gonna make these look like real books, or am I just gonna do rectangles? I think I'm just gonna do rectangles. I can't remember what my goals were for last year. Shall I just get that video up now? That would be a lot easier. By the time you're watching this, it's 2017, which means Okay, so a couple of things that I apparently wanted to do in 2017, this time last year, was to learn an instrument. I kind of do piano, but I'm not as good as I probably would have envisioned myself being at this point. And I wanted to get better with my YouTube setup, which I did, and now we're back to no studio lights and me sitting in my pajamas in bed. But not every video can be perfect. I am gonna like still use my studio lights. I just realised I didn't use them on my last video either. Basically, this video and my last video, both of them, I've kind of just decided to film last minute and then not being bothered to set them up. And I wanted to get better at trampolining, which I do trampolining, don't really talk about it that often because it's not like a massive part of my life, to be honest. I've considered making a video about it in the past, but if I was a bit better at it, I probably would. Honestly, I haven't got that much better in the last year. I mean, like, I've improved a bit, but not as much as I probably wanted to. Some of my goals for next year, I have quite a few. Most of them are just little things like eat more healthily and like sleep more and drink more water and like generic New Year's resolution type thing. Part of it being in this is that I think that this is gonna help me actually do those things, hopefully. I think if I actually stick to bullet journaling, I will actually get around to completing a lot of those goals and doing lots of stuff that I want to be doing. It's just whether I manage to keep up the bullet journaling or not, really. Oh, also, in my last video, I was talking a lot about acrylic pouring because it was something that I had bought loads of supplies for. I've done a couple and I'm really happy with them, so I'll insert some pictures of those on screen. Nothing to do with 2018, but I just wanted to do that in case anyone was interested in how they turned out if you don't have Instagram. I think I'm just going to do some plants on the bottom shelf because I am not going to read any more books than that, I don't think. I'm just going to leave the bottom shelf empty and then I can fill it in if I do read more books. It is weird looking back at who you were a year ago. Like, I was so different a year ago and it's so weird to think that like in a year's time like I might be that different again. Okay, I am not going to finish this because I've rambled too much and I've accidentally drawn a book as a parallelogram on the top shelf, which is great. But yeah, I basically did nothing for that entire time except talk, but I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time and have a good Christmas if I don't upload before then. Bye!